Welcome to this new C# lesson. In today's lesson, we will learn about C# data types. In the previous lessons, we mentioned that variables are computer memory locations where programmers can temporarily store and manipulate data. In other words, variables are like buckets or boxes in which programmer can store values, and then those values can be manipulated. C# is a strongly typed language, and therefore a variable must be declared as a particular type, such as string, a character, an integer, or a long, or any other type. So in C#, before a value can be stored in a variable, the type of the variable must be specified. And once a variable has been declared as a particular type, it cannot be changed to a different type. For example, if you declare a variable as an integer, you cannot change it to a string unless you do something called casting or converting, which is a topic that we will cover in the upcoming lessons. There are two types of data type in C#. We have primitive or predefined data types. Then we have non-primitive or user-defined data types. The C# primitive data type are byte, sbyte, short, ushort, int, uint, long, and ulong. The U stands for unsigned, which means it cannot take negative number. And the S stands for signed, which means it can take a negative number. These are also called integral data types, which refers to integer types, whole numbers. So in C#, types like integer, long, and short, and etc. that you see here are called also integral data types. As you can see here, each data type has a size and a value range. So for instance, if I want to declare age for a person, the best data type for it would be byte, because it is unnecessary to use integer, for example, which holds 4 bytes and all this number that you see here, over 2 billion, to declare an age of a person. So an age of a person ranges between 0 to maybe 120, and 0 to 155. That's more than enough. Sometimes you need negative numbers, and here, for instance, if you have a small range of a negative number, for instance 100 or less than that, then the sbyte would be a good choice for a data type for you to use. And if you are using big numbers, maybe an integer or a long is a good choice for you. So you want to always use the right data type for your variable. The second type of data types in C# is the non-primitive data type, and these are the classes struct, enumeration, interface, delegates, and array. We will learn about all these in the future lessons. In .NET, Microsoft has divided data types into two parts: value type and reference type. And basically the value type are stored in the stack, but the reference types are stored in the managed heap. This is something pretty advanced. We will cover it in the future lessons, but for now all you need to know is that there are two different data types in C#: primitive and non-primitive. Let's go to Visual Studio and work with some examples. Here I have Visual Studio open. I'm gonna start a new project. Choose Windows Forms application, and this is lesson 3. So data type, that's a good name, I guess. I'm gonna click here to create the project. And here I'm gonna double click the form to create a load event. And I'm gonna declare my first variable. I'm gonna say byte age equals 35. Okay, as you can see, I can declare the age and give it 35 value since I'm using byte. Okay, there is no problem. If I wanna show it, I'm just gonna say message box that show and say here, say age, say that to string. I'm gonna save and run. Here it's showing me 35. Okay, so now if I make the age 350, it's gonna give me an error. Why? Because a byte cannot hold 350. Remember, the byte can only hold from 0 to 255. So if I put 255 here, it's gonna take it. If I put 256, it's not gonna take it. All right, so this is something to consider when you assign values to your variables. Okay, let's say this time I want to hold a big number, maybe the number of a population in a country. For instance, I'm going to say int number of population. Okay, and we're going to say here equals, I'm just going to create a number 2 3 4. Yeah, so I can take it, no problem. But if we go over the number that is assigned to us in the integer data type, so if we do something like this, all right, it's gonna give me an error and it says this is over the range. Okay, you need a long for this, see, and therefore I need to make sure that I am within the range. Okay, last example, I'm gonna say long I equals 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and I'm gonna show you how we can get the variable type. So basically we're gonna say message box that show, let me say the variable type is, okay, I'm gonna concatenate here and we say I dot get type that type that to string, and of course you don't need to worry about all these, we will learn about them in the future lessons. So what I'm trying to show you here, how you can find out about the type of your variable by using the get type method. Okay, so I'm gonna click start to run it. Okay, 250 for the byte, and now this is system.int64, which is a long. This is basically the .NET frame type, which is right here, and this is the C# alias. All right, so it's working properly, and to prove that, I'm gonna comment this out, copy all this, Control C, come here, Control V, and I'm gonna say age. So now we're gonna look for this one, the byte, and I'm gonna comment this out. Okay, press Control S to save. Let's run it, and it says system.byte, which is right here, this one, the byte. this is it for this lesson. I would like to thank you for watching, and you have a good day.